show me the stuff. Is this your final model?
Yes, that's right.
Maybe you can start by telling me why you chose these columns of data.
The first column chosen was age. Those aged above 45 years old are overly represented in death rates at 80%. Hence, staff belonging to this category and staff with elderly at home were considered. In addition, we also selected job titles. Staff with job titles such as Human Resource Executive have infection rates at 2.37 units of standard deviation above average. Next, departments were also considered. A&E infection control units were also overly represented in death rates at 65% in total. Next is monthly salary. The analysis of data set 1 shows that there's a strong negative correlation between income and infection rate with an R value of negative 0.96. Lastly, we chose a number of yearly MCs. There's a moderate correlation with infection rates at R equals to 0.40. Firstly, a study found that those above 45 years old are 3.5 times more likely to die from the COVID virus compared to those from lower age ranges. Vulnerable staff above 45 are thus highly prioritized. Secondly, staff in the infection control and A&E departments are more likely to have constant close contact with infected patients. Staff with HRE titles may also have high degree centrality ratings due to their job requirements. We have hence decided to place HRE members along with staff in the infection control A&E departments in high priority. We have given moderate priority to GPs and nurses in outpatient, inpatient, and hospice care departments. According to MOH, staff in outpatient and inpatient units are involved in specialized treatments that do not deal with patients with fever or flu. Personnel in outpatient and inpatient services have also significantly decreased since the pandemic. Similarly, research has shown that hospice patients have moved out of hospitals into community hospitals to reduce the chance of infection. However, staff from these departments should not be placed in low priority, as they can replace staff from infection control and E&E staff if those get infected. Thirdly, staff with an income of $1,900 and below were given moderate priority. MSF considers citizens within this income bracket to be in need of urgent financial aid. They may be less likely to afford sanitization products such as hand sanitizers and disinfectant sprays. Correspondingly, they are more susceptible to infection. Fourthly, we have chosen to place personnel living with elderly into moderate priority. The elderly are more susceptible to infection due to their lower immunity. It will only be ethical to curb the spread to them. Finally, those with more than 4 MCs a year are placed in moderate priority. Although a higher number of MCs could reflect a weaker immunity, there will be confounding factors. Staff could have taken MCs due to physical injuries.
Hi, I have no money to eat, also known as the Capo Queen. So as usual, I went to Capo and found out that about 108 staff were given high priority, 285 staff were given moderate priority, and about 107 staff were given low priority. Wow, not bad the numbers are quite well distributed in a bell curve, and this way, the resources will also be given out wisely. Wow, thank God I'm old and got high priority, even though I'm not a frontliner. At this age, getting infected will be a nightmare.
My monthly income only 1999, but I'm placed in low priority. How does this make sense?
I understand your worries, I scared. As a security guard, your likelihood of coming into contact with the virus is not as high as frontliners. Moreover, as a younger person, you have a lower chance of being infected. We also saw that you do not have any elderly family members.
Oh, I understand now.
Didn't you say that nurses are overrepresented in the death rates? So why are the ones in ICU given low priority?
We found that in Singapore, only COVID patients in critical condition can be treated in the ICU, and this is very rare at 0.3%. The volume of infected patients seen by the ICU is a lot lower than the A&E department. Also, ICU staff are aware of the infectious status of their patients and therefore can take precautions compared to staff in the A&E, outpatient, inpatient, and hospice care departments.
Alright, sounds good. I'll let my colleagues know. Bad news. We have a new situation. We're only left with 21 vaccines. Do you have a solution for me?
No problem. We have also come up with a greedy rule. Our greedy rule is to allocate the vaccine to the oldest staff. If there is a tie, we will allocate the vaccine to the lowest income earner. Out of all the data points we analysed in data sets 1 and 2, age is the most pivotal factor. Following that, income is a tiebreaker, as we believe older people with low income will be more vulnerable than their peers with higher income. Research shows that older adults in general may need to stay in the workforce beyond retirement age to make up for lost savings due to the pandemic's financial impact. And these are the results of our greedy rule.
I am Amazon, a general practitioner working in hospice care. I am a potential frontliner who has to risk my life for the country. Why am I not part of high priority? Are you looking down on those who care for patients who have one foot in the coffin?
We understand your concerns, Emma. However, there is very clear evidence to show that the older one is, the more vulnerable one is to the virus. That is why no money will receive the vaccine before you. Although you may not have been given the vaccine now, you are still considered high priority for the next batch of vaccines.
I guess you're right. With only 21 vaccines, I'm less vulnerable compared to those who are highly prioritized. Okay, fine, I can accept why I didn't get it.
In addition to the reasons behind the positive justifications of our greedy rule, let's talk about why we did not consider other factors. Basing the greedy rule on infection rates by department or job title is shaky, as infection rates could be confounded by survivorship bias. Those who died would not be represented. If, however, we use death rates across departments as the greedy rule, it is also open to criticism. Death rates are not representative of the actual figures. In addition, not all departments are represented in the dataset recording deaths. We also did not use a number of elderly at home, as more importance should be given to the staff than their relatives, since they are directly exposed to infected patients. Additionally, we did not choose the number of MCs, as it could be confounded by factors such as staff taking MCs for physical injuries. We have also not chosen department as a tiebreaker because it may cause two staff with the same age from the same department to vie for one vaccine. This will result in a need for another tiebreaker.
One eternity later.
Okay, I see. That's very impressive, John.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without my team.
I look forward to working with you again.